Good evening and good day, everyone. This video will contain your lecture for seventh lecture, which is about pre-stressed concrete. I believe I have provided some introduction to you about pre-stressed concrete, a glimpse of it during our first lecture. Ako tamong gi-explainan about the purpose of pre-stress or what's the difference between the traditional and the pre-stressed concrete. No? So, karon, we will be solving problems related to pre-stressed concrete na jud. Mas deeper na ni siya. Okay? So, basic principles of pre-stressing. There are several examples of pre-stressing, and some of them are a row of books that can be lifted by squeezing the ends together. So, what does this tell you? So, inani siya, imo siyang i-push. So, the force nga imuhang gigamit for you to squeeze it, this is also analogous or in analogy with the actual force that are being applied in pre-stressed concrete. So, unsa may gakahitabuan na. So, the materials or the books are often compacted, mura siya ginana na sense, or experiencing compressive forces. So, how is this even possible? In structural explanation of pre-stressing in relation to this classical example of a basic activity is that the row of books has zero tensile capacity. So, sulayi ganin ni siya og bira pagawas. Like, sulayan ni mong bira pagawas. What will happen? The books will one by one nga ma-fall, right? So, that tells us nga wala siya tensile capacity. Diba? Ang tensile is by definition, it is the force acting away from the area of concern, di ba? More siya ginana. I mean, yeah, or perpendicular. Perpendicular man siya kay 90 degrees. Okay. So, therefore, the beam of books cannot even carry its self-weight. So, in order for us to overcome this, we provide an external initial stress or the so-called the pre-stress which compresses the books together. Now, they can only separate if the tensile stress induced by the self-weight of the books is greater than the compressive pre-stress introduced. So, this is the logical um, example of a daily activity that can be analogous to the concept behind pre-stressing, okay? We know that concrete is a very strong material that can resist compression, but it is basically weak in terms of its flexural or its tension. In order for us to, in an ordinary concrete beam, the tensile stress at the bottom looks like this. So, taken by standard steel reinforcement, inana siyang itsura, and there is still cracking which is due to both bending and shear. So this is the typical image of the concrete subjected to different loads. So in pre-stressed concrete, because the pre-stressing keeps the concrete in compression, no cracking occurs. This is often preferable where durability is one of its concerns. So how does a pre-stressed concrete differs from a traditional concrete? Nag-provide ko here o classical comparison to this. First is in terms of its stress application or how are the stresses being applied in a reinforced concrete in comparison to a pre-stressed concrete. So sa stress application nila, rebars are used to resist tensile stresses, but the concrete itself still experiences tensile forces which can lead to cracking. On the other hand, the pre-stressed concrete, now, ang difference to uday nila guys, is kung sa reinforced concrete is gagamit ta og rebars, still, these are still rebars. Ang sa pre-stressed concrete gagamit gahapon tag steel members, but they are now called as tendons. Okay? The steel tendons are intentionally pre-tensioned or post-tensioned. So again ha, you can actually pre-stress concrete prior to its curing, which is generically called as pre-tensioned, and it can also be called as post-tensioned, where the behavior, I mean, it is pre-stressed after curing. So, mano siya lang main difference. So, going back, the steel tendons are intentionally pre-tensioned or post-tensioned to create a compressive force in concrete, preventing cracks under normal conditions. On the other hand, in terms of its structural efficiency, shorter spans for with larger member sizes. So, technically, how do I say this? But, kuha na siya. Typically, si reinforced concrete, basta gani mga long span na siya, per se, those that are exceeding 5 meters nga mga beam. So, when that happens, it now requires larger sizes, cross-sectional. So, as you can see, wala kayo visible nga long span beams nga gagmay og sizes. Typically, most of them are over about almost na siya mga 1,000 millimeters ang iyahang width pa lang daan. So, mura siya inana nga sense, guys. So, on the other hand, sa pre-stressed concretes, it can still support longer spans with slender and light sections depending on what type of pre-stressed concrete are you using, because there are several types man good of pre-stressed concrete na siya lain na in nga shapes and as well as purpose. And in terms of its load-bearing capacity, a reinforced concrete, in comparison with the traditional RC, begins to develop tensile cracks at relatively lower loads. So, although when you compare a plain concrete to reinforced concrete, mas better pag yun si reinforced concrete. But when you compare the traditional RC to a pre-stressed concrete, makaingon ta nga it is better than the RC. It allows the member to carry greater loads before cracking or failure occurs. So murag ang hierarchy niya bitaw guys is um per se in terms of material nga concrete guys ha. Plain concrete pinakaubos, second is reinforced concrete, ang third dayon is topmost per se is ang pre-stressed concrete. So ina na siya guys. So how it differs from traditional concrete. So Moni, I think I drew this one to you during our face-to-face discussion before. Nga if ang reinforced concrete ginabutangan siya load, it tends to deflect, di ba na siya deflection. So what is being done by a pre-stressed concrete is that it is being cambered ahead of time. So gicamber na siya daan using with the means of the tendons here. No, gibira siya here and then gibira pud siya dira. And then after that, so it now behaves, I mean, no, not bira. Sa tawag no, not bira but rather pasulod. And it now behaves, it has now this certain distance here. Now, this distance here, if that specific pre-stressed concrete experience a load, downward load, so it balances until it experience little to no amount of deflection, unlike the traditional reinforced concrete. So mas siya ang basic gist about the differences between RC and pre-stressed concrete. Again, as I was saying, there are several types of pre-stressing. Dagan siya lain-lain klase sa pre-stressing, guys. So, sa pre-tensioning, I mean, duha klase sa types of pre-stressing na atay pre-tensioning and then post-tensioning. Sa pre-tensioning manggod, ang na-explain na nako sa inyo ha ang murag iyaha bitong crooks. So in pretensioning, the steel tendons are stretched before. The keyword there is before the concrete is poured. So wala pa nagbuhos, wala pa ta nagbuhos rather, yeah, wala pa ta nagbuhos or nag-cure, gi pretension na daan ang mga tendons, no? Okay? The tendons are placed in position and pulled tight by applying a force at both ends. Once the tendons are in tension, the concrete is poured, and once it hardens, the tension is released from the tendons. So, on the other hand, si post-tensioning is where the steel tendons are stretched after, the keyword there is after the concrete is poured. The steel tendons are placed in ducts or tubes within a concrete structure before the concrete is poured, but tendons are not tensioned until after the concrete has cured. So once the concrete has hardened, the tendons are pulled using hydraulic jacks and anchored to the concrete at both ends. So actually guys, I have a real experience in handling pre-stressing. So ang akong na-experience na nagi-pre-stress was piles. So sa piles, post-tensioning among gihimo nga ay no. We experience abe adidida ito post-tensioning, pre-tensioning siya, piles o girder because as far as I can remember, um alagi pre-tensioning so ganito ang na-experience pre-tensioning ang akong ang girder man to siya sa bridge, and then sa post-tensioning ang piles ana dito naka-experience ko aning both, na confused lang ko sa experience. Anyway, so ang gist ani niya is naa siya hydraulic jacks nga mubira until sa mo buto siya nga mo boom mo ana siya, and that's the time nga nahuman na siya ang human na ang post-tensioning. So, in the latter slides na ako ipakita sa inyo na mga images in terms of this, unsa ko pasabot diri nga mga samples. So, pre-tensioning, mao ni siya ang mga parts. So, if this is the pre-stressing bed, kung asa man mo mag-pre-stress, or typically, mura siya image of a pile, no? So naa siya steel tendon, ang kaning red mo ni siya ang steel tendon, and these are actually pulled guys. And then mo ni siya ang murag concrete niya nga magpugong, and then nana siya murag ano dira kanami tong murag circle or square at times, and then that is the hydraulic jack nga magpugong sa tendon, and then maglock sila din maglock. So applying tension at tendons, and then casting of the concrete, and then transferring of pre-stress, cutting of tendons, ano siya. So, tendons gyud in real life, grabe na siya kadagko, guys. So, as far as I can remember sa nakakuan ko, kahandle ko pre-stressing sa una, diha sa Mulugan sa El Salvador. Basta gani mag pre-stress na, usually before manggod kasi mag pre-stress, imo pa nang inspect ang mga reinforcement, no, kay aside from the pile nga naa siya mga na siya tendons, naman po na siya mga cage reinforcements, and as well as the spiral itself. So dagan kay inspection nga mga spacing, ang diameter, so ina na siya na sense. So basta gani prior to that, wala pa nag pre-stress, so gina-inspection man na ako, and then after ana basta once mag pre-tensioning na may or mag post-tensioning baka palayo gyud kay ko, like layo gyud kayo nga basta madunggan lang nako siya kay it's very critical, hadlok gyud kayo kay dagko kay ang tendons, like mura siya kung ipa-circle pa lang ang tendons bitong nga naka-file, as in mula pa sa kuha ang katas-an niya, as in like super taas. Cause during the time I was ang gibuhusan ato is mobot butaw na to mga 20 meter nga pile, na po 10 meter pile, so taas kaayo ana siya. And then in comparison to post tensioning, going back, natay casting bed, napuntay duct, dire ginasulod ang tendon guys, And then casting of concrete na similar lang yapon siya na siya jack and then etc. So mao ni siya ang typical nga process sa iyahang post tensioning. Okay? Materials used for pre-stressed concrete naatay high strength concrete obviously, and then the tendons that I'm talking about. So if you will ask me if unsay tendon, so mo na siya ang itsura ana guys. These are still gyapon na siya guys, still na sila, but the difference lang is more siya twisted bitaw, unlike sa kanang deformable rebars nga na siya mga ribs. So iyahang form is that it is twisted, so mo na siya ang hydraulic jack guys, dili siya ginapugngan. Oh, okay. So mo na siya yung parts, mo na si tendons, depende pila ka buok ang required, and then na siya coating and sheathing. Mo na siya ang other niya parts, ang anchorage. Ang anchorage daytood guys is dira pud siya lusot, dira ginalusot gid ang tendons depending on the amount of the number of what they call this tendons that is being required sa design. And then lastly is ang grout. So as I was saying earlier, natay different shapes of pre-stressed concrete sections. We have I-beam, we have rectangular beam, hollow core slabs, we have box girder beam, we also have a single T-beam, okay, and we also have a double T-beam and inverted T-beam. So nagkalay-lay ra gyud nga pre-stress. Based on my experience, I have handled I-beams which is in this shape, in anito siya, which is girder, in animal shape ang girder. And then, I can say that it's rectangular beam because ang pile mo good is 40 cm, raman tingali to. cm, 40 cm, tapos napot to'y 35 cm by 35 cm. So, ano siya? So, ang experience lang sa is rectangular beam ug ang I-beam. Causes of pre-stress losses. So, pag pre-stress pud ta, napod tay mga efficiency nga ka-loss ana siya. So, what are the reasons? So, first is the tendon sitting at transverse slippage. So, at anchorage system, a little slippage of tendon occurs, which is termed as instantaneous loss. And then we also have elastic shortening of concrete. The concrete shortens when compressed, permitting a relaxation or shortening of the tendons in pre-tension phase. And then shrinkage, the encrypt, which is time-dependent loss, so a long time. And then shrinkage loss is approximately 7% in pre-tension and 6% in post-tension. And then we also have relaxation or creep in tendon, which is still time-dependent loss and loss of stress at a constant length and change in length at a constant stress. And lastly is the friction along the ducts. Friction along the ducts causes losses in post-tensioning. There are several methods in analyzing and designing pre-stressed concrete. Naata first is basic concept. The concrete fiber stresses are directly computed from the external forces applied to the concrete by longitudinal pre-stressing and the external transverse load. So as you can see, if this is your rectangular beam, naatay axial load, and then that axial load has this moment which is P times E, or your eccentricity. Eccentricity by definition is the distance coming from the centroid going towards the location of where your actual load is acting. So that is defined as eccentricity. So in a rectangular setting, naana siya stress strain diagram on pre-stress. So first is axial forces. The behavior here is that since this is axial, so of course, basta gani pasulod, downward or downward, that's negative. So from the bottom of the fiber, that's negative, and then kung naa siya sa taas, that is positive. So plusan din na nimo siya pre-stress force, and then the pre-stress force has this mechanism wherein sa top fiber niya positive, and then sa bottom fiber niya is negative. Okay? And then lastly is ang transverse loads. Sa transverse loads naman baliktad, ang bottom fiber ang gaka-experience og positive bending, positive positive bending stress, and then negative si top fiber. So otherwise, I hope nga kabalo mo og bending stress nga formula, which is MC over I. And then since this is the generic equation that can be applicable to rectangular and even non-rectangular, naapod tayo ginatawag nga bending stress formula, which is 6m over BD squared, which is a derived formula only applicable to rectangular beams. So kung kabalo ka nga ang imuhang ginasolve nga problem is rectangular beam, so pwede ra ka 6m over BD squared. Pero if it is a non-rectangular beams, imong gamitan si MC over I. So, moment times the C, or the depth of the neutral axis, and then I is the moment of inertia. Ina na siya. So, ang one way of you looking here is that akong timaila na anis is that basta nasa left side, it's positive. And then, basta nasa right side, it's negative. Pero again, baliktad si pre-stress o si transverse loads because si top fiber is positive, negative si bottom. And then sa transverse is positive ang bottom, negative ang top fiber. Ano siya. Then the other method is called the C-line methods. It considers the line of action of the resultant compressive force in the concrete such that the induced stresses remain within allowable limits and tension is minimized or eliminated. So, muna siya ang diagram ana. And lastly, is the load balancing method wherein naatay diagram sa imuhang uniform load, dayon shear diagram, and then the moment diagram. So, for the sake of board exam purposes, mag-focus ta og basic concept method kay mao man siya ang gagawa sa board exam so far. So, kani sila. And then it has been coming up in the board exam for the last 5 years. So obviously if mag-take po mo boards, probably na pagyapon ni nga topic under RC. So under the basic concept method, pre-stress. So sign convention, basta gani going towards the perpendicular area that is negative, or inducing that it is compression. Basta gani going away, that is positive or tension. So, are you familiar with the katubitong smile? Mo ni siya. Basta gani smile, positive sa ubos, tensile, and then negative si compressive. So, that is the positive bending or the sagging. Pero if it is the other way, that is now the negative bending. Ang top fiber is now positive, and then ang bottom fiber is now experiencing um, negative compressive stress. So, initial state of pre-stressing, there are actually two states, initial o ang final state. Sa initial state of pre-stressing, basically, wala pa loss of pre-stress nga gi-apply. So, all you have to do is just to add the combined stress due to the pre-stress force plus the flexural stress due to beam weight whenever it is applicable. On the other hand, when it is in the final state of pre-stressing, the pre-stress loss applied, nalapod tay idungag nga, what do you call this, multiplier wherein imuhang i-minus ang iyahang percent loss to 100% or 1%. Okay? So, kung example, moingon ka nga ang iyahang pre-stress loss is just 8%, so that's 1 minus 0.08%. So, ina na siya. And then take note, ang combined stress due to pre-stress force, it is composed of the axial and as well as the pre-stress force, no? So, kana sila daw magtigi na lang dayon sila whether you are taking into consideration of the top fiber or whether it is in the bottom fiber. Then that's the time that you will be adding for the transverse load. Flexural stress due to the service loads. Ano siya? Again, this is your beam, neutral axis. This is where your action load is applied. That's the P. So again ha, ang distance coming from the centroid, di ba? Tunga man ni centroid. Ang distance ana niya padulong sa center kung asa nimo gi-apply ang P, mo na siyang ginatawag nga eccentricity. Okay? Sa eccentricity, now, di ba this is the uniform distributed load pertaining or allotted for unsa man ni axial load itself. So again, the top fiber is now negative P over A, and then the bottom fiber is as well negative P over A. This is just for axial loads lang ni siya ha. I'll just indicate. Basta kay axial load ni siya. Axial loads. Now, pag moingon na pug ka o pre-stress loads o pre-stress na pud ni siya. Pre-stress. Sa pre-stress loads, as I was saying, basta top fiber positive and then bottom fiber is negative. Now, as I was saying, di ba kay MC over I man to. So, since in this diagram, it is a rectangular beam, pwede ra na siya nga 6M over BD squared. If, again ha, rectangular. Rectangular. So, okay, ano siya. If it's rectangular. Kay if it's not, then mag MC over I pagid mo. And lastly, okay. So, if you would notice, PE ang gigamit dire because P times eccentricity is just force times distance. 'Di ba? Force times distance. So, force times distance is just basically moment. Maura na siya. Moment. So, in this case, since this is positive, ang nasa taas and then bottom is negative, so it is actually negative bending, si pre-stress. And lastly, in this case, this is now positive and this is negative, 6m over BD squared. Pareha na siya. Negative 6m over BD squared. And this is now positive ang iyahang bottom fiber and then negative iyahang top fiber. So, if you are interested in getting the total stress, all you have to do is just to add. If interested ka sa stress at the top, so i-add lang nimo sila kani, kani, o kani. I-add nimo including the signs, okay? So, the formula is just the stress at the top fiber is equals to negative P over A plus 6PE over BD squared minus 6M over BD squared. If you will compare it to the bottom fiber, that's FBOT or FBOT is negative PA, kanina pwede mo i-add kani and kani. So that's negative P over A minus 6PE over BD squared plus 6M over BD squared. So take note guys, this is only applicable for rectangular sections because ang atong gigamit diri is 6M over BD squared, which is the bending stress for rectangular beams and as well as here. Pero if it's not, then makagamit gud mo og equation nga MC over I. And take note, C over I, familiar, di ba mo, that is also same sa section modulus nga I over C. So, interchangeable. Take note lang mo kay makagamit na later po. Section modulus. Okay. As I was saying, for non-rectangular sections, you will have to use the MC over I nga formula. So, basic concept method, tendon profiles, concentric tendon, which is nasa sa tunga. And then we also have eccentric tendon. So most of the time kani man o kani ang gagawa sa boards, guys. Concentric tendon and as well as this eccentric tendon. So pasabot na siya eccentricity and ang iyang load where it is acting is not in the geometric center. And then we also have parabolic tension and we also have harp tension, tendon or the pretension, post tension. So let's go to sample problems na, no? Okay, sample problems. Number one, calculate the top and bottom stresses felt by the pre-stressed concrete beam under initial state and final state. So at midspan section, so the dead load is 24.8 kilonewton per meter and live load is 11.4 kilonewton per meter. The pre-stressing force is 1950 Kn applied at 175 mm. That means away from the neutral axis, eccentricity day na siya. Assume 8%, o take note, that is pre-stress loss. So that's 1 minus 8% day ang magamit unya if we are solving for um, the stress. And then take note, natay gihatag nga specific gravity of concrete. So SG is unitless. So since this is SG, so kinahanglan tag unit weight of concrete, unit weight which is 9.81 kilonewton per meter cube. And then obviously you will have to multiply it with the specific gravity, and then since this is m cube, you will be needing an m squared. So what is m squared that can be used here? Obviously, that's the beam times height. Ina na lang siya in order for you to get the weight of the beam or the self weight in terms of its kilo, sorry, kilonewton per m na siya. So solution for the initial state, take note at the top fiber, this is the diagram. So that's negative P over A, positive 6PE over BD squared, and then negative 6MBD squared. So the solution, as I was saying, should still require you to get the weight of the beam. Nga naman, because we don't have any moments yet, kinahanglan tag moment. So, kung simply supported man gani ni siya, that's just WL squared over 8. But the question is, wala man tayo W, so that is pertaining to the weight of the beam. And how do we obtain the weight of the beam? Weight of the beam is just, mo na to kung giingon, unit weight times SG times area of concrete. O, na siya. Para na kay answer nga kilonewton per m. Now, that's 9.81 times specific gravity times 0.5, tara, in terms of meters, and then 0.8 meters. So, simplify na kay 9.418. So, stress at the top is negative 1950. Take note, since this is kilonewton manggod, so that's obviously E3 or times 1,000. Mo na siya. Pero ang pasabot rani is just E3 or times 1,000. All over area, which is 500 times 800. 500 times 800, take note, plus 6 ka 1950, and take note that's E3, and then eccentricity of 175, diba? PE. All over B times D squared. D squared. Okay? That's the height. Minus 6MBD squared, all over BD squared rather. So, as I was saying, 6, the M here is just WL squared over 8, and W is the 9.418 nga inyong nasolve ganiha. And then, obviously, the length is given already, that's 10 meters, and square that all over 8. Then, take note nga, naa kay times 100,000 or E6 to simplify it, because this is a unit of kilonewton meter. Mo na siya ang reason. So, if you are wondering, as gikan si WL squared over 8, that is the maximum moment for a simply supported beam nga uniform ang load. Okay? So simplify, you will get actually negative 0.684 MPa. Pero what does the negative imply? It actually denotes that it's compressive. So if you want to write it in a positive manner, so that's 0.684, but you will have to indicate that it is compressive. Ana lang siya. So, actually, kani nga equation na ay tendency nga, especially if kada bitong tag-asking equation, dili na ni siya ma-type sa calcu. Tungod kay taas na kayo, especially, I actually tried sa Canon, even sa Canon, dili na siya kaigo at some point basta mga pre-stressing. So, what I usually do is, ako siyang gina term per term, 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 and then term, ana siya. Dili pa nako gina-appeal ang sign because ang difference man gud ni F top og ni F bot is just the sign. So if mag-solve ko sa iyahang term lang alone without the sign, I can actually use it at the bottom as well. So ako lang i-indicate ang appropriate signs nga dapat ibutang. So my suggestion for you is the same. So if you want nga paspas pud inyong pag-solve ani dili na mo magsigig balik-balik o kanang type sa values. So my suggestion to you is inyuhan ni siyang save per term pero ayo sa apila ang sign i-assume sa sila tanan nga positive kani-kani and then as well as kani. Then after that, butang na to para dali na siya, you save it to letter A, you save it to letter B, and then you save it to letter C. So in order for you to do that, ana lang siya kay para sa yon. Then after ani, if magbutang na gani mo mga sign convention, so you'll just put negative A plus B minus C. Ana lang siya. And then you should be getting this value. Ana siya dapat guys kay para sa yun ra. And dili mo redundant magsigig type ani kay ang next pangutana at the bottom naman pod. So kung wala to ninyo gi-save di type tasan mo utro langay-langay. So kung inyo ni siyang gi-save malamang sa A, then kani po gi-save nimo sa B, and then sa C. So regardless of the sign, the equation of the bottom should be negative A, negative B plus C. So, kung kaganiha is negative A plus B minus C. So, karon negative A, negative B plus C. Ina na lang siya kasimple. Para dali mo and dili mo magsigig type outro kay 'di ba kay shorten na ra ba ang time. So, ina na lang siya. My suggestion is still the same. So, similar lang pud ang sa calculation sa initial state sa bottom. This is still coming from the same diagram. So, negative PA for the actual load, negative 6 PE all over BD squared, and then for the pre-stress load, and then sa transverse now is now positive. So, you will be getting 9.066 MPa. So, that's still compression. Okay? Next question is sa final state na sad. So, ang final state man god is you will now take into consideration the transverse load. Dili lang ang axial, dili lang ang pre-stress force, but you also have to consider the loss of pre-stress and as well as the presence of the service loads. So, the stress at the top fiber, mo ni siya negative P over A plus 6 PE BD squared. Now, naanatay negative 6 MBD squared. So, total load on the beam, since napa kasi siya gipanghatag nga service loads na rao, 24 and 11.4. What else are you gonna do? Self-weight, di ba ni? This is the self-weight and these are the superimposed loads. So, add lang na nimo sila, that's 45.618. Now, WL squared over 8 lang gihapon na siya, similar lang. So, if you notice, no, natin nakabutang nga bracket here because the initial pre-stressed force should be multiplied with the loss of pre-stress. So that's 1 minus 0.08, indicating this is 8%, which is given in the problem. And then plus na lang, ay minusan the I rather by the 6 MBD squared at the top fiber. So as you can see, ang na-change lang is actually the W, which is 45.618. So simplify, this is the correct answer. So, check lang ninyo sa inyong calcu. Pero, again, my suggestion is still the same. Store this to A, store this to B. Then, you put, if mag-solve din mo sa top fiber, butangin na lang like signs. But take note, i-enclose gyapon nimo siya o parenthesis. So, ang equation na ani F top should be equals to um, negative A minus A plus B. Okay? Tapos, times 1 minus 0.08 minus C. Ano lang siya? For the top fiber. So, yes. And then, for the bottom fiber, negative plus na dayon. Similar lang jud sila. Pero mao lang to imong buhaton nga it is now F bottom should be negative A, negative B times 1 minus 0.08 plus C. So, muna ni siya ang equation for F bottom. So, take note lang gihapon nga, you should not be forgetting the multipliers since this is in Kn, so times e to the power of 3 or 1,000. Pero if it is in moment, take note that it is E6 because that's 100,000. Diba? Ano siya? Ayun lang yun nakalimti. And again, do not forget the bracket multiplying the pre-stress loss. Kay if dili ka magbutag bracket here, ang tendency ana is ang pre-stress loss is ma-apply lang diri nga term and then wala siya na-applyan. So it will definitely yield you to a different answer. So that's why I encourage you to put ako yung dako dira ang bracket kay para mas makuha. So again, natay answer final state it's 0.320 MPa at the tension, which is tension, positive siya. Okay. Ano to? Example number 2. So, naatay beam size nga na dimension 400 by 750. And then na siya length nga 12. Pre-stressing force is 2,100 applied siya 250 mm below the neutral axis. Okay? Then na siya unit weight. So, unlike ganiha, specific gravity given, karon unit weight, matik na lang din ka multiply anig m squared, which is, in this case, 400 times 750. Ang imong papangita is, sa man eh, tensile stress at the beam due to pre-stressing force. Initial pre-stress and dead load. And then what will be the additional concentrated load at midspan so that there will be no tensile stress in the beam. First problem, illustration sa ta. So, muna siya ang iyahang illustration with the load and the beam dimension. So, as I was saying, natay eccentricity of 250 mm below the neutral axis. So, that goes to say that it is experiencing a camber or a negative bending. So, sa may equation na niya, negative PA, 6PE over BD squared. F top is negative 2,100 times 1,000 E3, 400 times 750, plus 6, nalimot ranig 6, PE, 400, 750 squared. So, napa na siya 6 dira, guys. Check na to sa calcu. Dapat na siya 6. That is negative 2,100 E6, ay E3, sorry. Because it's Kn. That's 400 times 750 plus 6. Plus 6 times 2,100 E3. So, muna siya ang akong ginahimo manggod mas dili ko galibog if magamit ko aning exponent. Okay, dagan na kay 0 din na makalibat na siya. 250. This is the eccentricity, guys. 400 times 750 squared. 7. Napa na siya 6 lagi. So, i-edit na nako siya. Number 2 na siya ba? Okay. Nalimot ko. Ano na siya 6. So, that's 7 MPa. And as you can see, it is positive. Therefore, we can say that it is tension. So, what about if it is, wala pang pagiging ano siya bottom. Total load on the beam due to pre-stress and dead load. So, W is 24 times 0.4 times 0.75. Naka 7.2 kilonewton per meter. So, maximum moment is WL squared over 8. Simplify. 12 man ay muhang length. Diba na? There is a problem. It's 12. So, simplify. That's 129.6. So, since nakasolve naman ta o value kaganiha for the axial and as well as the pre-stress at the top fiber. So, kabalo matang it is 7. So, dili na nimo i-type need utro kay langay na. So, ang last term na lang mo gamiton, which is ang 6 mbd squared. So, in this case, that's 6 times 129 E6 400 750 squared. Simplify na kay 3.54 T. Pero take note, wala man siya niingon whether it is top fiber or whether it is bottom fiber. So, we have to check the bottom fiber nga value whether mas gamay siya o mas dako. Kay kung unsay mas gamay sa top fiber nga stress or bottom fiber, ang pinakagamay ang imuhang dapat nga final answer because it's the maximum tensile stress nga makaya niya. So, F bottom, that's negative PA, negative 6PE, plus 6M over BD squared. So, solve ka outro kay you don't have the value for this manggod. So, that's 17.54. And obviously, as I was saying earlier, kung kinsay mas gamay sa top fiber and sa bottom fiber, that is what you will be using. Because ang logic manggod ana, kay ang top fiber daw kuno makakaya og 3.54. And then ang bottom fiber niya, ang pasabot anang top fiber ha, above nga portion sa neutral axis mo na siya pasabot. And ang bottom fiber niya is makakaya daw og 17.54. Now, ang question sa imuha is, imong pangitaon kung unsa ang maximum tensile stress nga makaya sa pre-stress, due to pre-stress and dead load nga makaya sa imong beam. So, kung ang top fiber mo, give up na siya 3.54 and 17.54 ang bottom fiber, ay siya mo give up. So, obviously, para safe ka, dito ka sa mas gamay nga value mo na siya logic ang mas gamay nga value. Because, after anang 3.54 which is butang na to 3.55, kung imong gipili is 17.54, so pag 3.55 so na ni fail na imong top fiber, so dili na niya makaya. So if you chose, per se we chose the 3.54, so that basically tells us nga kung nakaya sa beam is ang 3.54, obviously kaya po na siya sa bottom fiber because dako-dako pa ang makaya nga force sa bottom fiber. Mano siyang logic ana. Dili always nga maximum pertains or it can be equated to the greater value, no? You have to think it thoroughly whether it is really rightful kung unsa jud ang ginapapangita. Because maximum tensile stress tells us nga dapat kung unsay mas mubo nga value ato nga makaya sa imong top or bottom fiber. Again ha, let me repeat, the term maximum does not always equate to a greater value. Okay, you have to read and understand the full context of it before you can finally deduce something, ha? Ana siya dapat, guys. So, last question is what will be the additional concentrated load at midspan so that there will be no tensile stress in the beam. So, ang logic daw ani is unsa daw ang imuhang additional concentrated load or your P P, ay wherein it will experience no tensile stress. So dapat i-equate na to ang atong F nga ma-zero siya. So mga ulahi ang mga animation, pero as I was saying, na naman tayo top nga equation ani. So nganong unknown man si M. Wait lang ha, ako lang ipakita sa inyo nga. This is a maximum moment due to a point load. So, but pasabot, katong inyong nabaw-an nga M max is equals to WL squared over 8. This is only applicable if it is uniformly distributed. Pasabot ana ingon ana na kay mga load, di ba? Now, ang kani nga problem tells us nga unsa man point load lang ang present. So what is the maximum moment of a point load? That's PL over 4. So the maximum moment is PL over 4 of a concentrated load acting at the midspan. Mo na siya. So as I was saying, dapat 0 si F-top. No, dapat 0 kasi si F-top. Kay mo may giingon sa problem nga 0 daw kuno si F-top. Let me just edit the animation earlier kay nagkalanrakas. So as I was saying, mo na siya. So, manin nato siya makuha nganong we have determined the maximum moment formula of a concentrated load because ang imuhang pangutana is additional concentrated load man. So, that is present in the M nga variable here. So, that is F top is 0, substitute nimo, simplify, na kay makuha, or you should be putting the 6 times M, which is P L, which is 12, and then over 4, and then don't forget to multiply it with E6 because this is still a moment, and then that all over to 400 times 750 squared, and you will be getting 44.25 kilonewton for this problem. Third problem, the section of a pre-stressed double T. Take note, duha ka T concrete floor joist is shown in the figure. The pre-stressing force in each T ha kada isa. So 750. So that means if double T sila, so that's 2 times 750 or that's 1,500 kilonewton ha. And then unit weight of concrete is 23.5 kilonewton per cubic meter and simple span is L over 8M. And the properties of the sections are the following: naakay effective slab width of 2.5 m, and then you also have the area of 200,000, I mean 220,000, okay, mm squared, and then the moment of inertia naakay value ana, and then naakay mga superimposed loads wherein ang unit nila is kPa, so that's kilonewton per m squared, or mm squared rather. So since this is already mm squared, isa ra ka area, I mean isa ra ka dimension mo i-multiply, and I think that should be 2.5 para mawala ang iyahang isa ka M, so that the governing unit would now be in kilonewton per M. And take note na atay mga different dimensions that are given. Y1 in this case is 90. This is down 90, and then this is 270, and this is 75. Now, we are to determine the initial stress at the bottom fibers due to pre-stressing force alone. And then we also have to determine the stress at the bottom fibers due to service load and pre-stress force, assuming that there is a 20% pre-stress loss at service load. So, ang pasabot ana is just 1 minus 0.2, 20%. Ang imong i-multiply ang imong pre-stressing load ng actual load. And then calculate the additional load at the floor could carry so that the stress at the bottom fiber at midspan is 0. So, atong i-substitute tong mga values sa y1. So, as you can see, this is now our new dimension. And take note, since it is acting here, ang atong eccentricity is just 270 minus 75. So, that is 195 from the bottom fiber. So, take note lang ta sa atong stress strain diagram. F-bot, bottom man ang atong interested, kay mo may pangutana. So, that's negative PA, negative 6 PE. Initial stress naman, and over BD squared. Diri lang tataman. Kani o kani. So, that's negative PA. And take note, obviously, we cannot use this equation because this is not a rectangular beam, but rather since, what do you call this? Naman po tayo value for your C and as well as your I natay inertia. So, pwede nga kaning nga formula tong gamiton. So, that is, wait lang ha. Medyo na-distort what is happening to the world. Wait lang. Wala din delete. Aha. Let me just edit this one. Okay. As I was saying, so that's just negative duha ka tag 750 because this is a double T and all over area which is already given. Okay? And then minus moment. Moment is P times E, right? This is actually moment. So this equation is moment. Moment. Okay? Moment na siya. Then C bot. The C bot is the distance, di ba kabalo mo ta? It's the distance from the neutral axis going towards your bottom. Di ba? Same raman na siya definition. So, 270. And then, moment of inertia, 1890 E6. Simplify, that's 48.60 C. Actually, pasabot ana, it's compression. So, that is, para mapositive lang siya, gibutangan lang siya og inani nga aspect. Next is determine the stress at the bottom fibers due to service load and pre-stress force. So now kinahanglan na ta mag-take into consideration sa imong mga service loads. Nya na po siya amount sa pre-stress loss nga 20%. So kung sa nato daan si W. So total uniform load W it is 2.5 times 2.5, 2.5 diri na siya. And then kani nga 2.5 is your this one. One na siya. Plus 6 times 2.5 nara 2.5 again. Plus now self-weight, that is unit weight of concrete times area. And since ang area manggod nimo is mm squared, so if this is mm squared, so you have to multiply it in every 1,000 mm, there is 1 m. So since this is m squared, so square po na nimo, that's why na ay 1,000 squared here. For simplification purposes na siya. And then that's 26.42 kilonewton per m. Sa maximum moment, WL squared over 8 lang gihapon. Naa kay 211.36. And then F at the bottom, due to pre-stress, tapos ayaw galimot multiply sa loss of pre-stress plus due to service loads. So F bot should be negative 48.16 na solve na ganiha. And take note, multiplyan lang nato 1 minus 0.2. Plus na po din ka og 6 mbd squared. So that is 211.36 and ayaw kalimot sa E6. This is actually this is E6. And then 6m 6m. Pwede po actually m Oh, basta kay 6M. Pwede pag P. 6M. 6M BD squared. Check na lang nato sa calculator. So, 211.36 times E6, 270, which is your outermost fiber, 1890 E6. Ito na lang i-check para short Aray ko. That's 48.60 times 1 minus 0.2. 1 minus 0.2 plus 211.36 E6 all over 1890 E6. Napay nalimtan sa taas. And then you'll have to multiply this one with 270. Oh, same ra di ay. So that's 8.69. So obviously, as you can see, that is negative. So para positive ang itong ma-display, you just have to indicate the C, which is indicating that it is compression. Ano lang. Then lastly, calculate the additional load the floor could carry so that the stress at the bottom fibers at midspan is 0. Additional moment at bottom stress to be 0 at midspan, F bot, negative 8.69 plus MC over I. So, M 270. So, take note na lang ni siya, ano guys, ay lang mo kalimot, butang og E6 ani. So, M E6 times 270 over 1890 E6 para makuha ninyo nga value. Dapat na siya E6 dira. I-edit na lang nako. Okay, para and then additional uniform load, WL squared over 8, that's W, 7.60. And then, this is kilonewton per M. And then, kinanglan mong kag-additional load nga KPA siya. Okay, so that's gonna be 7.60. Okay, the unit should be KPA. That's kilonewton per M over M. So obviously, my numerator, so that's why M squared. Okay, so that's KPA. Gets. Okay, sample problem 4 na ta guys. Last 2 na lang. Last 2 problems dai. Sorry. Maburo mo tayo din eh. Wait lang. Kaya naglag. So, naatay pre-stress sa low core slab. Use SE library flooring. Na siya overall span of 6M. Na siya pre-stress loss of 15%. And then we also have A 1.5, B for the depth, it's 250. And then cross-sectional area. And take note na lang tayo bagong value here, it's the section modulus. As I was saying earlier, di ba, the bending stress is actually MC over I. And then take note, di ba, familiar CC over I. This is actually similar sa section modulus SX of I over C. So, if i-flip na nimo, pwede na siya magamit. So, technically, kung naatay value for section modulus here, so, pwede na other term din niya, FB is equals to M over S na siya. Other formula for bending stress. So, I think, na-encounter na ba ninyo? So, I think sa MDB. Na-encounter naman ninyo sa MDB. And I think makarepeat pa po mo ani sa steel design. Similar na sila. So, naatay superimposed loads, then allowable service loads. Take note, naatay pre-stressing force at 970, naapod tay eccentricity to be 77 mm. you are auto find the stress produced at the bottom fiber of the slab at the ends due to initial pre-stress force. That's the actual and the pre-stress. And then at top fiber na pod at mid-span due to loads and pre-stress force. And then if allowable stresses at service loads are not to be exceeded, determine the maximum total load that the slab can be subjected to. Okay. F bot due to pre-stress, that's negative PA plus MC over I. And that's 970 E3 all over 1.4 E5. Given na siya sa problem, guys. And then minus 970 E3 77 KP times E or moment all over S or the section modulus. So kani siya 'di ba P and then kani siya E. So that pertains to moment. So and then this is the section modulus. Ito na na to ST kay para dili siya libog. Simplify na kay negative 17.91 MPa. Okay? What is the stress produced at the top fiber of the slab due to loads and pre-stress force? Nanam tayo na solve ka ganiya pre-stress. Pero we have to multiply that with the loss of pre-stress. Then, since this is top, negative ang iyahang top due to service loads. Okay. Take note, take note lang nga naatay mga service loads. Kani sila, daghan ba? 2.7 times 1.5 plus 2 times 1.5 minus 2.9 times 1.5. That's 11.4. Check to sa calculator. Yeah. Be, okay. Check sa na to. 2.7, 1.5 plus 2 times 0.5 minus 1.5. Again, positive ra na siya. Duda lagi ko. That should be positive. Okay, ang tendency ni kay pag duplicate nakapira ang sign. That should be positive. Okay, downward force man na siya. Wait lang guys ha. Okay, wala man day ni ano. For a while po. Wait lang. That should be positive. Okay. Let's check otro. Okay na. 11.4. So, maximum moment, WL squared over 8. Na kay ma-obtain nga 142.5 kilonewton meter. Then, F-top should be negative 970 E3, 1.4 E5. Now, nawala na po lang sign. Wait lang guys ha. Medyo problematic ang ating sign for today's video. That should be positive. Okay. Wala lang. Para. That is negative 970E3 all over A plus 970E3 times E all over S. And take note, multiply that to the pre-stress loss of 15%, then minus the M, which is 142.5, and take the na siya 10 to the power 6, or just simply E6 all over the S. Simplify, you will get 17 negative 17.51 MPa. And lastly, F, due to, what's the next question? Allowable stresses at service loads are not to be exceeded. Determine the maximum total load that the slab can be subjected. So F top is negative 16.5. Kay kabalo man gud ta nga negative bending siya. So that's why negative ang compression sa top. So, mana siya. Okay. So, since M, pwede ta magkuha diri man sa M. Kaya naman siya PIB, di ba? So, that's 135.64. Bottom, 2.2 kay tension. Bottom fiber. So, diri ka maglantaw. So, negative 970E3 over A minus 6PE all over S multiply sa pre-stress loss, then positive naman ang 6 MVD squared. So, 118.49 ang ni-govern kaning mas gamay. Now, sa mas gamay, we know that's WL squared over 8. Mas naulahi ang animation. What's wrong with you? Okay, that's 118.49 WF8 squared over 8. Simplified at 6.32. That's kPa. Wait lang, check sana tong signs. This is not kPa. Kilonewton per m. This is kNm. And this is m. So, if this is kilonewton per m, cancel. Ano? Cancel. Lagi basta kay kilonewton per m na siya. Because it's a uniform load. Dali naman po kayo. Ay, okay. Natingala po ko. Naman day conditions nga KPA siya. So that's why na I can erase that. Naman day conditions nga KPA ang unit. Kasi if dili na siya KPA, nag-times pa ta sa 1.5 para kilonewton per m. So, last problem, natay cantilever beam 6M long, 250 mm wide, 600 mm deep, na siya distributed load of 5, and then a pre-tension of 12 mm diameter strands, causing a final pre-stress force of 540. Okay. Then, what else? Ano to? Nasa FC prime. Na ay resulting stress at the top fiber of the beam. Determine the resulting stress at the top fiber of the beam at the free end if the center of gravity of the strands coincide with the centroid of the section. So, usabay pasabot aning taas kay nga kuan ang CG daw nimo coincide with the centroid of your section. So, that means to say your eccentricity is just basically 0. So, boto na unaon kung ang formula is PE over BD squared. Ito na to, BD squared. And technically 0 CE. So whatever you multiply with this term, automatic cancel out 0 na siya. So, na-tendency ani nga P over A ra ang ato ang magamit karon. Sige, let's check na lang. Then uniform eccentricity of the strand such that the resulting stress at the top fiber of the fixed end is 0 and maximum concentrated live load that may be applied at the free end of the beam so that the stress in the extreme fibers at the fixed end will not exceed 0.45 of your FC prime for compression and 0.5 square root of FC prime for tension if the strands are placed at a uniform eccentricity of 150 above the centroid of the section. So, kung imo na siyang i-visualize nga problem, mora ni siya na tay uniform distributed load of 5 kNm, cantilever beam 6M. Ang imuha dong load is applied at the center, so that is basically telling us nga zero imong eccentricity. So, if that's the case, so automatically whatever equation or term nga na ay eccentricity, matic zero. And kani M, di ba? Kabaluman mo nga that's PE. So automatic zero, so zero. So kanina lang nga term ang magpabilin. So that's 540, which is the pre-stress force E3 250 times 600. Simplify, that's 3.6 MPa compression. This is already the final answer for this problem. Next, uniform eccentricity of the strand such that the resulting stress at the top fiber at the fixed end is zero. So, mo na siyang itsura guys. If it deflect nimo ang cantilever beam. So, ang ingon is uniform eccentricity. Ang pangitaon nimo is si eccentricity ang gipapangita such that the resulting stress at the top and bottom fiber is, top fiber at the fixed end is zero. So, diri nga portion. So, take note, F top, kani ang atong i-consider. Due to pre-stress, dayon natay pre-stressing loss percentage. And then, obviously, 0 man ni 1 minus 0% due to service loads dayon. Maximum moment, that's M is equals to WL squared over 8. L squared, nga na WL squared. WL squared over 2. Kay that's the maximum moment of a uniformly distributed load in a cantilever beam. So that's 5 times 6 squared over 2. So that's 90 kNm. And then since you will have to assume that it's 0, that is negative P over A, negative 6M, 6PE over BD squared, quantity 1 minus 0, plus 6M over 250, 60, 600 squared. Simplify, you will have eccentricity of 66.66 or 66.67 na siya. And lastly, maximum concentrated live load that may be applied at the free end of the beam so that the stresses in the extreme fibers at the fixed end will not exceed 0.45 Fc prime for compression and 0.5 square root of Fc prime for tension if the strands are placed at a uniform eccentricity of 150 mm above the centroid of the section. So, if you will visualize this problem, ang F manggod nimo is ibutang siya sa location wherein 0 ang imong moment. So, that means nga na ka uniformly distributed na pag yung kay superimposed, no? That's F. So, maximum moment can be obtained, di ba? That's WL squared over 2 plus nimo og F dayon in getting the moment, it's just force times the distance which is the lever arm is 6. So, simplify, that's 90 plus 6F. Okay? So, at the top fiber, that is gonna be negative, negative, positive. Pero, take note nga ang sa tension nimo is dapat dili siya mo exceed sa 0.5 square root of your FC prime. That's the condition in this problem. So, this goes to say that you will have, instead of equating it to 0, dapat na imong equate instead is this equation, the 0.5 square root of 27. And then, since negative man is, so that's negative PE3 over area. Negative na pud ka 6PE over BD squared plus 6. Now, sa moment, since the unknown here is ang maximum concentrated live load, so that's 90 plus 6F in this portion. And don't forget to put E6 all over 250 times 600 squared. And then shift solve, you will get 13.995. How about if you will check the bottom? So sa bottom pod, it has this specific condition of 0.45 FC prime. So that's negative because it is indicating that it is compression. Now that's negative, positive, negative. So that's 540 E3, 250, 600. Ano naman po sunod? That's positive, di ba? That's positive 6 times PE over BD squared, and then minus na napunta diri sa minus, that's 690 plus 6 FE6 over 250 600 squared. And take note, shift solve lang ni muna. Wait lang. Ako sa in-delete ning excess nga wala na ako na-delete ng taas. Okay. Nara siya guys. So, if you will shift solve that, you will get 19.88. Now, again, same logic. If the top fiber can only carry a load of 13.995 and then the bottom fiber can carry 19.88. So, although it is saying that it is maximum, again, you cannot always equate the terminology maximum in as the greater value, because ang logic ani is ang makaya ra sa top is 13.995 and then sa bottom is 19.88. So that goes to say dili na ni top fiber makaya ang 19.88. So otherwise, you will have to choose what will govern nga ang smaller value. So that's 13.995, and that's gonna be the final answer for this problem. And then I think that concludes our discussion for this video. I hope you learned something, and see you on our next lecture, which is going to be about slabs, the one-way and two-way slabs, and the incorporation of the moment coefficient method or the ACI method. Bye guys.